Chapter 13. Aaron tutted as Wen flopped down on the settee in the kitchen. "You look wrong," he said as he put the kettle on. "Gee, thanks, bro." Wen knew what he was saying. Even if Aaron sometimes couldn't grasp the right words, she always knew what he meant. "I'm tired. It's been a long day." 24 hours. No day is longer than any other. Well, apart from a few minutes here and there, that is. Yes, but it seemed much longer. Are you getting anywhere? Not really. Lots of leads, all going nowhere. Would you like some lentil soup? Aaron said as he made a pot of tea. I'd like steak and chips. Fine. As long as you cook it yourself. I've made lentil soup. Sorry, Aaron. Sounds wonderful. Wen felt slightly guilty that she complained about the food her brother served up. It was always delicious, and he put a lot of time and effort into his meals, even if it wasn't always what she would have cooked for herself. Aaron didn't ever ask what she would like. You got what he had cooked. End of. Wen stretched, then put her head back against the settee and closed her eyes. She felt as if she were falling into a black hole, and the lack of evidence was sucking her into a vacuum. She couldn't breathe, she couldn't move. The only thing she could see was Jeff grinning at her. She wanted to scream at him. "This is your fault. You ruined my future. You said you loved me." Wen, wake up. Wen opened her eyes and tried to focus on her brother's face, but it was blurred. Then she realised she was crying. She sat up and tried to wipe away the tears running down her face. "Soup's ready." Aaron sat down at the kitchen table and started eating his meal. Wen dragged herself onto her feet and sat opposite him, feeling as if she'd been in a boxing match. "Why are you upset?" Aaron asked as he pulled a big chunk of bread from the fresh loaf in the middle of the table. I'm not. Pass me the bread, please." Aaron pushed the bread basket towards his sister. "Yes, you are. Is it this case?" "No. Well, kind of. In a roundabout sort of way." She popped some bread into her mouth. "What sort of way?" Wen sighed. "Jeff Morgan's coming in the office tomorrow." "Oh." "Oh, indeed." The silence that followed fizzed with unspoken tension as they ate their meal. Aaron looked at her. "Do you have to?" "Yes, Aaron, I have to. Believe me, if there was another profiler I could ask, I would." "After what he did to you?" "That was years ago." Wen tried to sound matter-of-fact, as if she didn't care. "But he still has the power to make you cry." Wen got up to rinse her bowl and put it in the dishwasher. She looked at her brother. "Aaron." "Yes?" "When you said we were looking for the killer in the wrong place, what did you mean?" "You were looking at people with some sort of criminal record." "Yes, so?" "This is a new killer. Well, of humans, that is. He's trying to prove something." "Prove something to whom and why?" Aaron shrugged. "I'm not sure. You? That is the police, or maybe himself." "And how did you come up with this fascinating theory?" Aaron closed his eyes and thought. "It's something I've read, but I'm not sure where or when." He opened his eyes again and shook his head. "It'll come to me. If I didn't have to take those tablets, I wouldn't have this problem. You know that, don't you?" "You have to take them, Aaron. Promise me you won't stop." "Of course I won't, even if they do make my mind dull. I hate the way they make me feel." "Yes, but they're important. Don't ever just stop taking them." Aaron gave her a look, put his bowl in the dishwasher, and walked away without another word. Becky closed her front door and kicked off her shoes. She headed straight for the kitchen and extracted a bottle of wine from the fridge. Pouring herself a large glass, she gave thanks that most bottles these days had screw tops, and you didn't have to play tug-of-war with a cork anymore. When she was tired and frustrated, that never ended well. Padding into the lounge, Becky flopped in her favourite chair, reached for the TV remote and channel surfed for something that might hold her concentration for more than a nanosecond. She didn't really like television, but when she was in the middle of a case, her mind roamed all over the place, especially at night, and it usually took a couple of glasses of wine to get her to sleep. The TV acted as a distraction when she couldn't find anything worth watching. Before Elliot had left, she used him as a sounding board, confident she could tell him anything under the sun and it would never go any further. She never went into detail, but he was a good listener. That side of their relationship she did miss. Becky put her glass on the coffee table as her phone vibrated to tell her a text had just landed. It was Richard. "Pauline wants to know if you want to come round for some supper." "No thanks, partner. Just down my first glass of wine. See you tomorrow. Say thanks to Pauline," she replied. Becky smiled. Richard was good to work with and they got on really well. In fact, Elliot had asked her outright whether she was having an affair with Richard when she told him that their marriage was over. Richard was a one-woman man and he and Pauline were solid. Otherwise, her answer might have been different. Becky decided to have a shower, get into her PJs and make herself beans on toast, have another glass of wine, and then she could fall asleep in front of the telly. She dragged herself upstairs to her bedroom. As she approached the doorway, she stopped. Something felt odd, as if someone was watching her. She tiptoed into her room, then the ensuite. No, nothing. "Get a grip," she told herself as she slipped off her clothes and ran the shower. Under the warm, stinging jets of water, she felt the stress of the day roll away. Eyes shut, she searched for her shampoo, but it wasn't there. But she always left it in exactly the same place. Always. And if the shampoo wasn't where it should have been, someone had moved it.